Alright guys, this video I'm going to be showing you how I converted my turn signals on my O2 Firebird to LEDs. Now, if you've owned one of these Firebirds for a while, you probably know that the turn signal sockets like to melt. They run on these halogen bulbs and they get really hot within about 1 or 2 seconds of running. And when you drive the car, the yellow lights, the turn signal daytime running lights, they're on anytime the car is on. So those sockets, they get hot and they burn and melt. So then you end up replacing these sockets all the time. But I found a solution. Now what you're going to do is I'll link all the parts that I used in the description. But I got some Sylvania 3157A for amber LEDs from O'Reilly's. And they plug into the same socket. So my sockets were pretty burned up. So I bought a replacement socket off Amazon. It was about $11. But I did 2 of them, so 22. Again, I'll link every part that I used in the description. So I replaced the socket, and then the new bulb pops right in. Now they're LEDs, so you really got to be careful which way you put them in. If you put them in and it doesn't work, you got to take it out and put it in the like flip it the other way, and then try that. Then it should work. Now these LEDs, they're kind of tricky because the stock flasher is based on resistance, right? So the LEDs have a lot less draw on the system. So what I did there was I replaced the stock flasher. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this panel off, this kick panel here. There's just 2 screws on the bottom, 2 screws on the top. It pops down. Up in here, there's going to be this little flasher sitting there with a little clip. Well, there's a lot of other videos to show you how to do that, but you just pop it out and you replace it with an EL12 flasher. That's the flasher you want. That's the one that's going to allow the turn signals to work just like normal, even though the front lights are now LEDs. So that's how we do it. I'm going to set the camera up here, and I'm going to show you guys how it looks when it's done. Alright guys, as you can see, it lights up nice and yellow, just like the factory one. Now I did put halo rings on this car. So these are 80 millimeters on the turn signals and 110 millimeters on the fog lights. And they are wired to come on when the turn signals come on. So whenever that yellow light's on, the 2 rings are on, and it's the same way on both sides. So here, I'll put the turn signals on for you. That's how that goes. Again, I'll link all the parts in the description. I'll link the halo rings where I got them. Most of this stuff, actually all this stuff's off Amazon, with the exception of the bulbs, which I got from O'Reilly's. But yeah, came out pretty sweet. I don't know how well it's going to come out on camera. I'll try to get some different angles so you can see it. It looks pretty cool. They are fairly bright going down the road. I did not expect the halos to come out quite this bright, but they did. So that was a pleasant surprise for me. And you got to keep in mind these halos, they came in pairs, the 2 80s and then the 2 110s. They came in pairs, and I bought, 2 pairs. They were about 15 bucks a pair. So for 30 bucks, I got all 4 halo rings, and I think they look pretty sweet. I've only driven the car, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours since I put this all together, but they seem to be working fine. And like I said, they look pretty awesome. And the turn signal sockets, they shouldn't be melting anymore. So that was the whole reason for the project. But yeah, so to install these, I did it this way through the top. I took the whole headlight out because I was replacing the motors anyway. But you should be able to do it from the bottom. There's an access panel up under here. You should be able to get up in there and replace the socket that way. But I did it through the top, and it really wasn't too bad. You just take these screws out. There's a screw in there, there's a screw in there. You take that out, you disconnect it from the motor, and then it should pop right out. So then you can go in through the top, which if I was doing it again, I'd probably do it through the top again, just because I'm not big on climbing through the bottom, and I don't think it was really that difficult to go through the top. But yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, all the parts will be linked in the description, so you'll be able to do the exact same thing on your car. Now for the wiring, I mean, I don't really know how to describe the wiring. It wasn't incredibly difficult, but I would, if you've never done wiring before, maybe you want to try something else before you do this. But this wasn't insanely difficult. But yeah, that's how I set it up. LED turn signals, LED running lights, and then the LED halos, all wired into the same circuit. So they all come on at the same time, turn signals function. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Any questions, comment down below. I'll do my best to answer them. All the parts will be linked in the description. Thanks, guys.